Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making a bandsaw stand for this new Milwaukee portable bandsaw. I just got it a couple of days ago, and I saw a channel called Simple Little Life on YouTube, and he'd made one for the same model or roughly the same model of bandsaw. So I thought I would do something inspired by his design. His was up on mounted on a wall, and I wanted one that could stand alone, so I can move it around. So the way that it connects to the actual saw is similar, but the rest of it is just something that I came up with from having some scrap metal lying around. So here I'm just making sure that the angle is right for where it holds onto the saw. That's a very technical method of propping up a piece of metal and putting my pen under it. And I'm just checking the angle is right. Like I said, this is all scrap metal, so I'm just cleaning it up here, getting the rust off it. I think it had been lying outside for a little while. So yeah, everything had to be cleaned off before I could use it. This has made a huge difference to the way of cutting metal, because before I had this saw, I was using a grinder, which is fine, but it's a bit rough. I find this a lot easier to do. Intricate cuts, and especially once it's mounted up on this stand, it's going to be a lot easier to do in little pieces, which is kind of the reason for doing it. So these are going to be some braces just to make sure that that back piece stands up strong. They didn't go on there perfectly straight, but they were straight enough to hold it up. And you'll see in a minute I adjust it so that the blade is actually upright when it's mounted. Here we go, just chopping all those bottom pieces at the same time. Make sure that they're nice and even, and there we are. It holds it pretty well. Now I'm just measuring up for how big the base will be. This is a scrap piece of I think it's 3/16. I got this free from a steel yard. They were throwing it out, and I asked if I could take some of their scrap, and they were very kind enough to say that I could. So yeah, just cutting off what I need. That actually took quite a long time with a little grinder. This grinder isn't super powerful. It took a little while to get that cut, but it worked in the end. And here I have a wire brush attachment for the grinder, just to get that surface rust off, because again, that's been lying outside for a while. And here we go, just tacking it on, making sure that that wire is not going to get pinched underneath it when it's sitting there, and it's all good. The measurements held up. So here we are, I'm just adjusting the angle, because I wanted it to sit slightly off the stand base when it's being held there, so it's actually suspended rather than sitting on that wire. And here I'm just making sure that the blade is upright. It doesn't have to be dead accurate, because actually the support that the metal will actually sit on while I'm cutting something is attached to the saw anyway, so as long as it's roughly upright, that's pretty good. There we go, just checking that there. And then it's all tacked up. Now I'm just going around doing the full welds. Making sure to keep that arc on the thicker piece of material for longer than it's on the thinner piece of material, because I don't want to burn through it. There we go, this is the first time I actually use it upright, which is kind of exciting. And these are just little pieces to hold the saw from going side to side when it's up there. It's pretty basic, but functional. And then those bits of metal are getting really hot, so in a minute you'll see I have to take the stand off the table, and what I'm doing off camera is pouring water over it so it cools it down, because it was starting to melt the handle of the saw. Here we go. I just realised it's really hot, and then just wet it to cool it down a bit, and just bending it out so that it fits properly. And then these are 2 little scraps. I was going to cut them down, but then figured I didn't really need to. It's kind of a scrap project anyway. And those are just going to add some extra support from it rocking side to side. I'm just checking that they fit before doing the final welds. And there we go. I'm pretty happy with it. It's not the most beautiful thing in the world, but it works. And I'm now able to do those small pieces. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please take the time to subscribe right here on the bottom left. It makes a big difference, and you can support me on Patreon if you like the things that I do. I'll see you next time. Thanks.